Hello, hello, hello. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, guys. Hello, Lori and Teresa and Pam. Pam, I sent you an invoice. Make sure you check your email. Bonnie and Sandy and Diane and Linda. Hello, we just need a Debbie, and then all my sisters are here. My older sister's Linda, my younger sister's Debbie. So hello, Charlene and Peg. Peg, I hope you had a wonderful birthday. And Janet and Leticia and Beverly. Sunny but cold from Houston. It is cold here too. And a little windy. We had quite the storm middle of the night, morning. Oh, thank you, Pam. Appreciate that. My husband probably took care of it. Thank you. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. He just gave me a thumbs up, which means he sent you your tracking number. Oh my goodness. Thank you, darling. I appreciate it. Hello, Dee. Have your order. I'm sending you something for the seminar too that I just came up with. Hello, Sharon and Pat. Oh my goodness. Busy, busy, busy week. How about y'all? Anywhere between mudslides and tornadoes and rain and snow and flooding, I kind of just feel like I should have an umbrella at the handy and crazy weather, coast to coast. I live in a snow globe. Yes, you do, Madeline, up there. Looking forward to some rain and a little bit here. Oh, awesome, Nancy. Yeah, my husband just said that it was raining in Daytona, so they stopped the race for a minute. It's cold here, but Tuesday we get snow and ice. Low. I saw that, Bonnie. Actually, my husband did, pointed it out and said, oh my gosh, look how cold it is in Oklahoma. Hi, Kay. Oh goodness, I love surprises. Well, I already sent them, but this is better. So I'm gonna send it to you, Dee, with your order. Hi, Kay. Are you digging out of snow over there in Virginia? So, hi guys. I'm Sandy McTeer. If you do not know who I am and you follow my page, you might have gotten a notification. Or if you're just finding me on YouTube, I'm Sandy McTeer. I live in the middle, smack dab in the middle of the state of Georgia, and welcome to my studio. I try to come on at least 2 Sundays a month. Is this my third? I think it's my third Sunday in a row. Yay me. You have cold weather coming, cold rain and high winds here. Yeah, it's very windy outside right now. I did get one of those little window bird feeders because I loved watching the birds when I was at my mom's house. She has so many. And anyway, but I haven't seen one bird come, and then hello, middle of the night, we get this massive rainstorm. So my husband took a spoon out there just to make sure everything was still dry. Anyway, let me know where you're viewing from, and if this is your first time, I would love to know. Diet Coke's gonna do real great with the leaves today, right? So, real quick, first person on YouTube and the first person on Facebook that commented, message me and let me know what free e-packet you want. You can either message me on Messenger, text me if you have my number, or you can email me, go to my website, hit that contact button, all the ways. Let me know. So over on YouTube, Beverly Cecilski, you are hot on that draw. And don't tell me no. Let me know what e-packet you want. She's very generous, and she's given it away many, many times. So, and then on Facebook, Lori Skiffington. Always love saying your name. What a fun name. Pretty roses behind you. Thank you for my darling husband. Hi, Phyllis. It was funny because my brother-in-law, my husband's youngest brother, commented, and he goes, you didn't even have to go anywhere. The funny thing is, in April, we're both gone at this, well, I won't say that. I don't know if I'm going to get flowers from this trip. So I have a window feeder, love watching the birds. Yeah, hi, Janet. I put it right in front of where I sit and paint. So I don't know if it maybe is in too busy of an area. The other thing is I don't want a bunch of squirrels there. So when we had a deck, because my deck was enclosed as part of our house, and it's my studio, which I'm very close to doing a studio reveal. I know that I'm not going to have everything done, but the majority of it. So we're pretty close. It might even be next Sunday or the first Sunday in March. We'll see. Hi, Terry. Yes, I love it. My husband keeps coming and going, are there any birds yet? Are there any birds yet? And I'm like, no, not yet. So anyway, what I was saying was when we had our deck, I had hummingbird feeders and things on the end. Well, you know, birds make a mess. And my husband's like, I'm not cleaning this deck off with all this mess. So hello, Laura. Since it's a new feeder, give them a little time to find it. Right, Janet? I know, I figured that. Because again, it's on the window. There's blinds there. They're probably like, what the heck is that? I did think about throwing out some food in the grass, kind of like to lead them that way. But my husband said it's going to attract the squirrels. And we have a lot of squirrels. So, hi, Debbie Gill. How are you? Been chatting with my mates about OKC and got sidetracked. No worries. So if you guys have not seen, I did not update it. I meant to. The special event at OKC is Roddy Marks is going to be there. She's in the comments here on Facebook. But Marco Aguilar and Karen Brower are teaching that. And fun. I mean, Marco does amazing seascapes. He does amazing everything. And Karen Brower just always thinks like outside the box and just incredible designs. So let me find that. So there's the catalog. There's the website you can go to. Tuesday, the 18th at 8 a.m. Central is registration. All right. I'm teaching 3 classes. And I shared those last week. So if you missed it, make sure to go back and watch that live. But I'm sharing 3 classes and then I will have a big booth. I think it's pretty much like a 30 by 30 or something like that, or 30 by 20. It's big. And I bring all of my stuff. My birds are hiding today with the crazy storm. I bet, Janet. Yeah. Ours are probably too cold to come out from the trees. Hello, Janet. I've got a hair tickling me. Always, right? They're offering some great classes, right? They are. Since it's, I was going to read the same comment. I'm anxious to hear from Net because I did submit to Net and I did find my palette that I had done that I submitted to Net that used to be sitting over here. Jeanette Ward has 3 new grandbabies this year. Oh, I love that. Karen is like a little fairy with her. She is. She's amazing. It will be a fun special event to open the week of creating fun. So, all right, let me know over on YouTube if you are here. I'm going to just refresh because all my comments stopped on everything. So let's just go there without messing anything up. Okay, there we go. Because there's 22 of you, and there's 9 thumbs up. So maybe you're waiting for me to get into it to see if you're going to thumbs up me or not. Anyway, like, comment, share to be entered into the Happy Mail giveaways. I have 3 awesome giveaways. I know, Madeline, right? I hope so. I submitted... What did I submit? 3 or 4 projects at Net. I'm not going to do a booth. Again, it's my first year submitting because prior pandemic, I was always that Oregon Life. Hello. LeJean Sands, that Oregon Life. Wow, I'll have to go over and make sure that I follow you when I get done. Hi, Marianne. Anyway, I was always in Taiwan, as you know, and then I'd come home and had like 3 days to recuperate, and then I had to go to, I didn't have to, but I did, to OKC Painting Palooza because it was in October. Now that they're separated, August and October, I'm really hoping that I get to go up there and paint. So We have so much planned for the special event. You never know what Marco and Karen together will get up to, right? A lot of fun. A lot of fun. Hi, Brenda. So you guys make sure that you check out that website right there, OKC Painting Palooza. Make your list. Again, if you didn't see my live from last week, I highly recommend you go and watch it. I gave you some tips on attending convention. Excuse me. And getting things kind of organized so that you can go right online and put in your stuff or to call. And then don't forget they offer lunches that you can buy for each day, and then also the banquet on Friday night, which is amazing. Highly recommend that you register for that when you register for your classes, okay, if you're going to be there Friday night, because it does sell out. So don't forget that. I will definitely be on first thing on the 18th to book my banquet dinner. The words left me for a minute. Excuse me. This pesky old clearing throat. So I had lunch with my parents. Hope you guys had a wonderful Valentine's Day. I did. Hubby, again, got me these gorgeous roses, and I got him a John Deere hat, which he's wanted because his other two were like gross. But it's hard when you don't need anything. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I really don't need any more jewelry. I really don't need any clothes. I need to fit in the ones I have. And he's very hard to shop for because he doesn't like money spent on him. He has no problem spending it on me, but he doesn't like to spend money on him. So the banquet is so much fun. I'm so sorry, guys. Let me clear my throat. Hit that so you don't have to listen to me clear my throat. Hi, Janie Kaufman. Oh, awesome, Brenda. Thank you. I look forward to seeing you in OKC. You're in Colorado, right? I think. Anyway, banquet is fun. Hello, Debbie Sears. Do we have Sue Potts on yet? Is Sue Potts on? Hi, Ann McGow. Today is Sue Potts' birthday. Who did I see? Hi, Pam. Where did you get the shelving stand? You have all your paints. Oh, this little turn thing came from Patty Rawlinson, Creative Arts Lifestyle, but they went out of business. I wonder, we don't buy for each other anymore. Yeah, you know, it kind of gets to that point where it's like at Christmas, we're like, let's get towels and sheets, you know, things we need. Anyway, so I'm not sure, Janie, you know what? Maybe I should take the sample, like take all my paints off and take it to OKC because Pinecraft might be able to cut it for us. So I have one. I really wish I had more because I have even more media paint over there. This, oh, wait. Are you talking about that or the rack? If you're talking about the black rack, I'm not sure because Barb Perkle gave that to me. And it comes apart like the one with Americana on it. Thank you, Debbie. Yeah, that one, Barb Perkle gave that to me. Yeah, I don't know. It has, the back of my hair is so messy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It has 9 shelves. What I will find out, because I don't think I've seen her on, is I will ask Barb where she got those and let you guys know. The black rack. Yeah, I love it. In my other studio space, where my old studio used to be, which is my formal dining room, which is now my laser room, I have shelves in there as well that hold paint that are fantastic. I'll post a picture of those as well. That's where I keep my paint for designing, for seminars, things like that. Is that round turntable made of wood? Yes, it is. Hi, Loretta, although that's not the one they were talking about. Okay, it is 4:15. Let's get started. So I had 3 awesome giveaways for last live, which was last Sunday. Hi, Deb Pels Skolnick. Is that how you say it? And all the comments, I don't know why they do that, but over on YouTube, all the comments have just stopped. So if you're over on YouTube, chat away and let me know you're here. Okay, so I had 3 amazing giveaways from last live. Remember, guys, when I do my giveaways, I put all the names that are watching the live, that comment, that share, and then throughout the week up till this morning when I took all the names, so actually it was like 12:30, I got all the names, put them on a wheel, the wheel spins, I write down the name, and then I send you happy mail. Okay, oh, awesome, Deb. Okay, so first happy mail winner is Carol Jones. I know, look at our, you can tell I've been painting today. So I know that there's at least one Dynasty brush in all of these giveaways, some stencils and a stamp. So, all right, happy mail to Gail Cummins. So ladies, if you will message me your mailing address, you can do it on Messenger, you can do it on my website, go to the contact button, or email me if you have my email address and I will get those out to you. But I need your shipping address. My thing is, next Sunday, if I'm live, I need your address before then, or it goes back into the stash, okay? And happy mail number 3, Sandy Anthony. Sandy with an I-E, Anthony. Alrighty. Hello, Patrick. Okay, guys. So I thought it'd be fun, first off, to show you my happy mail. So I had happy mail delivered this week because I have not seen, hello, Joanne Hall. I've not seen my good friend Barb, who travels with me and helps me at conventions and classes and seminars and things like that when she can go. And she made me these gorgeous ornaments for Christmas last year. But due to her not being very well and not getting out of the house, she brought them over. But aren't those beautiful? I love them. Okay. And then this one I have to, so Fran Langevin, who is just probably one of the sweetest ladies ever. I met her kind of early on in my teaching days, you know, when I first started teaching at conventions and everything. I think maybe one of the first classes I taught in Vegas at Creative Painting, she took the class. Anyway, she's also part of my membership group, and she's just the absolute sweetest. And so she sent me this Valentine's little goodie box, and these are like those little scruffy pads that you can wash dishes with. I'll give it to my husband. If you didn't hear that, I said I'll give it to my husband because he does the dishes. Actually, our dishwasher does, but he puts them in there. Okay, so I got that and the sweet little note, and then her daughter is one of those creative, amazing people that makes yummy cookies. One of my favorite treats on the whole planet are those animal cookies that you get that, what is it? I don't even know who makes them. But anyway, they've got the sprinkles on them. I love them. I could sit there and eat a whole bag. And it came with this nice little cookie care and what to do. But I wanted to show you guys her website. She does ship, and look how dirty my fingers already are. But wait till I show you the other one. It is, can you guess? Can you guess? Can you guess? Hello. Hello Kitty with my name. I don't need Mother's Animal Cookies. Yes, Ronnie, I knew you'd know. I don't know if I can eat that. Anyway, but I'm going to. So, Fran, thank you so very much. These are absolutely beautiful. And she sent some candy kisses, but let me just say those did not make it to today's live. So, let me put those out of the way. Okay, so a couple new things to show you. I have a new stencil that's going out with orders. I was doing the Fleur de Lis. So any orders, I typically throw 1 or 2 freebies in there. But this one is like ivy. And let me just show you how cool it is. So let's see if I've got a dry brush. It's kind of dry. And we'll get some Lush Green and load it up and wipe it off just to see what this looks like. Remember, a stencil, a stamp, is almost like a line drawing, okay? How pretty is that? Okay, so that little mini stencil is going out with orders this week. Move that to the side. And I always show you guys what my membership group did. So this coming Saturday, we have a quarterly free Zoom class. We're doing this. Look at all the texture in that background. And Thursday we did this, which is Life is Short, Make It Sweet. So that was my original. That's the one I taught with them in class, and I like the background on that one better. So let's move that out of the way. I thought it would be fun to kind of show you guys how to draw some leaves and then also paint them. So I did with different brushes as well. So I took a journal page out of my journal and I'm just going to, oops, too far in, just kind of go over some really cool, easy ways that you can paint leaves, okay? I love the small stencils, don't you? Oh, thank you, Eileen. I love her face too. Okay. So another thing I was playing around with is look at all the texture on that. Okay, I will show you guys how I did that. It was actually using my Valentine's gift. Okay, I'm not going to do the whole page, but I'll show you how I did it. Alrighty, so this has been gessoed. This has not been gessoed. The reason I like to gesso my journal pages is that the paint will go on top of the gesso. I have time to move it. I can get it wet. It's not going to lift the fibers of the paint, or excuse me, of the paper. And I have room and time to play with my paint. All right. So what I wanted you to think about was when you're thinking of leaves, I wish I had pictures of some. I don't. I just grabbed many different greens. Okay. So you know, a mid-tone, a darker color, and a highlight color. I hope I did. Nope, I did or not. Plantation Pine, that is my go-to dark, okay? But black green is pretty. So let's just kind of play around with some of these leaves, and I wanted to show you some different brushes as well, okay? When I paint my leaves, I typically don't draw them out. But let's talk about a Monstera leaf. Monstera, that kind of leaf. One of my favorites, actually. And so everything has a shape. So if you think of kind of like an oval, all right. Now, when you think of a Monstera leaf, it goes out, and then it comes in, and then it goes out, and then it comes in. It goes out, comes in, and to a point, okay? So when you have the shape of an oval, that kind of helps you see that shape. You even add a little one there, okay? And then you just erase. If you want to draw one of these leaves, I highly recommend you go to Pinterest or Google and print out a real life picture of one of these leaves and go over it and go over it and go over it. Before you know it, your muscle memory in your hand is going to help you get that shape, okay? Now it does have this little vein that goes up and then just a little vein on both sides. And then it has typically, not all of them, but you might have this leaf that has the little holes in there, right? Okay, Heidi Ho, Monsteras. Great way how to teach them. Is that a question, Ronnie? You have a question mark there. Hello, guys. All righty. The other thing is, if you know you want a rose leaf, okay, let me just show you. I picked off some leaves from my rose, okay? So I can take that. You can always print them off, right? But I can kind of mimic the shape of that leaf, right? By tracing around an actual real leaf. Another thing is, if you already know like the shape of a leaf, which pretty much, if you're doing even that leaf, okay, start with your stem, and then you can do your edges, and it goes to a tip, edges, goes to a tip, okay, and then you just erase everything else. Can't erase it there because it's tight, but what you can do is you can go around it. And then come back with your pencil. And I do like a nice soft, either a Factus eraser or a white eraser. Okay, and then you have the shape of it, right? The other thing is, if you already know the shape, let me find like a number 10 flat. And I have lush green. And I'm just going to pick up a little bit of that. So if I know, okay, I know that it's a little rounded, and I'm going to do some little zigzags around the edge. Let's come right back down here. I always say this, the base of the leaf. So when I'm teaching or painting, I'm like, we want everything to go towards the base of the leaf, right? All of our little strokes and everything. And I have a really cool brush I'm going to share with you, okay? Let's talk about basic leaves, though, when it comes to painting. You can do leaves with your flat, like I have there, number 10 flat. Just a very basic, simple, I call them simple stroke leaves, and they're just, this brush is at a 45-degree angle. Let's just draw that little line there. And you're going to push, pull, and lift, okay? Now, if you want to make that leaf bigger, you can come to the side of it and pull a second little stroke, and now your leaf is bigger, right? And if you're like, oh, I really like that leaf, but it's small for, it's not in scale, then you just start back, and you make it bigger, and you make it bigger. Okay, so once you get that basic shape, I'm going to get out some colors just to play. Again, this is just kind of winging it, playing with it, seeing what we get. I'm going to get out a little bit of plantation pine. Leaves, just like stroke work and things, when I would get done painting, I would take my paint, mix colors to see what I could come up with, but I also practiced leaves because I always wanted to get better at painting leaves. Okay, let's get out a little bit of foliage green and a little bit of titanium white. Okay, so I'm going to go to a number, we'll stick with that 10. We'll stick with the 10, Dynasty. Okay, so I'm going to load my brush with that lush green. I'm going to pick up on one corner a little bit of plantation pine, and on the other, I'm going to pick up some foliage green, okay? So when you're doing these, you can multi-load your brush like this, okay? I'm going to pick up a little bit of white on that tip, And I'm doing an S stroke. Okay, so oftentimes you'll probably see an S stroke like that. Okay, again, plantation pine. I have lush green, foliage green, and titanium white. And you can always move that over if you're worried it's going to get into the other paint. But it's basically painting in that leaf with several different S strokes. Okay. Now, let's say, hello, Brenda Owen. Let's just dry this. And let's say you're like, ugh, I want that to be a little bit darker on the inside. That's when you can come back with your colors, like my go-to, Payne's Gray, a little bit of Plantation Pine. I guess what I want you to understand is that not everything has to be painted in one time with the brush, okay? So you can come back and add these touches once you kind of stroke that out and you've got multiple colors on your brush. Come back in. Okay, so see how you can come in and create even more dimension with that paint. So brush it all on in the same time. Those little dips in the valleys are going to give you a very dimensional look to your leaf. Okay, same thing with these little guys here. If we just do a little there. And then whatever the background is, so like that's white on the background, I would come in and whatever it is on top of, whatever color it's on top of, put that color there. Hi, Anna. Okay, Sandy Pyle, you just hit the nail on the head. I really need to just sit down and doodle with my paintbrush and paint more. I'm always rushing around. I totally understand. Again, one reason I love creating in my art journal is that I can just sit and play and see what works. So let's go to this one, okay? So we have a basic leaf that we painted with one color. Come back with your angle brush. With, this has plantation pine on it. Take that, again, the base of the leaf, and then bring it up to that tip. You can always come in with a mop brush. I know I went outside the leaf, that's okay. But see, I mean, even that is just really pretty, that color combination. Same thing on this one. Just plantation pine. I don't have any Payne's Gray in it. I want to get those little spikies there. Soften it and bring that color towards the middle. You're kind of walking that color over, right? And then on that side, you can use another color to highlight it, or you can use the base color with a little white. So lush green, a little bit of titanium white. Okay, just to get a nice finish to your leaf. Now, using some specialty brushes. So I got, this is a wave brush, okay? So Dynasty wave brush. If you get that wet And let me just get it wet and show you with some very inky paint. You can come in with some little S strokes on your leaf. Let me get a little bit more. I'll do it on that one. So see, you can do those little, it's almost like you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 liners that are all connected. Okay, gives you a really pretty look. Another leaf, if you will, is actually a palm fronds, but with this same wave brush, it makes really pretty palm fronds because you get almost like a rake brush. You get those little wispy sea oats, right? And you can come back and you can add your, you can start dark and then come up to your light, or vice versa. Right? Same thing on this one up here. I can come in with that fresh foliage, a little bit of white. Let me get a little water just to make it inky. And I can come in, it just adds really pretty texture. I don't carry the wave brushes, but the brush guys do. And let me see, I don't know if I have my discount on here for the brush guys. Anyway, it's all lowercase, Sandy McT. I don't think so. Oh, right there. Okay, I do carry quite a few Dynasty brushes. I just don't carry the wave. Okay, you could do that even if your leaf is light color, come in with the darker, because again, that's going to make it look like those are the little veins. Flip-flop back and forth between the colors, meaning add some light or some dark and then come back with your light on top. But you see how you get just a really pretty separated line. Love, love, love that. It's a very cool brush. Seagrass too, yes. Sea oat, seagrass, grass for that matter. So picking up a little bit of green, not that we're doing grass, but okay. Now another leaf I wanted to show you is with a filbert brush. Now you all know a filbert is not my favorite brush. The reason being is because it has an exact shape. So when you do, let's say, a hydrangea, they all have the same tip, okay? Whereas I like to do my hydrangeas with a flat. Get that cleaned out. And I like hitting that corner so that sometimes they're a little more round, sometimes they're a little flat. Depending on how you look at the hydrangea, you're going to get a different look, right? Okay, but with a filbert brush, let me come into this lush green. You can, the base of your leaf, and slide to a tip, okay? Base of the leaf, slide to a tip, and I pushed out a little bit towards the left because now I can come back towards the right and slide on the tip to create kind of a doubled leaf, right? A bigger leaf, if you will. And it has a nice little chisel edge, so you can slide on that. So when you're creating leaves with this brush, think of your mistletoe. So you can do scroll work with it. You can do mistletoe leaves with it. You can do long, slender leaves like a daisy leaf or a fern leaf. Again, this is with the filbert. So again, touching, pushing, sliding, and as I'm sliding right about here, I'm lifting up gradually on my pressure and sliding to the tippy tips of those bristles. Okay, so push, pull, slide, lift. And if you need to, just for guidance, you could always do, okay, I need my leaf to be this long. right? You could always put a little dot there or this way where you know the tip's going to be, okay? And then you're pushing out and you're sliding. I will tell you, when you say it in your head as you're painting it, push, pull, slide, lift, it really helps you with when you're pushing, when you're pulling, when you're applying pressure, when you're lifting up on pressure. There's some learning curve. Yes. Yeah, flat brush is great for hydrangeas. There's some learning curve with the wave brushes. If you apply too much pressure, absolutely great point. So like what Patrick said, if you use too much pressure using a brush like the wave or a rake brush, you get where the paint is just all in one, right? So what I recommend is once you load that up, really work it in, swipe it across a paper towel, because it's going to take that extra moisture out of your brush for you, okay? And then get that really pretty separated look on your leaf. Now, look at all those different colors layered with that brush to make that Monstera leaf. Now, I'm going to pick up a little bit of Payne's Gray and a little bit of Plantation Pine. We'll make that in there. Okay. All right. Let's talk about just kind of like longer leaves. Longer leaves, maybe a daffodil or a tulip. I'm going to get my 1/2 inch angle, which I have somewhere. Okay, and we're going to start again just with a basic mid-tone green, which is this lush green. And let me just draw a center stem. So when you do that, the back is slightly lifted up. See how the back of the heel is slightly lifted up? And it's almost like I am ice skating on the tippy tips of those bristles. So you get a nice thin little line. Okay, so with the angle brush, there are a couple of ways you can do this leaf. And I said we were going to do tulip or daffodil. We'll do those in a second, or even iris. But here I can slide, push back, slide, and lift. Okay, now you can go on your angle brush here and up, and then do a second stroke beside it, or slide from here and down and slide up. Okay, now you probably can see, I think I've shared this before, where you can do ribbon. You're just going to do that same motion. You're just going to keep going, right? So with these, like a fern, let's say a fern, I didn't have enough paint on that one. And so I'm going to slide to there. Again, pick up a little bit more paint. And then you can move the direction of that leaf. So what if I wanted that leaf to come here? Again, you're going to do the same thing. You're just going to slide on the chisel edge. You're going to push out. And you're going to slide on the chisel edge until you come to the stem. Okay. So push, slide, lift to the stem. Push, live, push, slide, lift to the stem. Okay. Now, the other, I'm going to watch this probably a lot. Again, when you, hello, my brain isn't working. I didn't realize the time. Hi, Robin Richards. So good to see you on. Is when you get done painting a project, sit there and practice leaves. Push, slide, and lift. Okay, let's do here. Push, slide, and lift. Okay, we're going to slide. I'm trying to get my hand out of it. slide, apply pressure, slide, and lift. Now, I don't like that there. I like to be a little bit more. Okay. Alrighty, let's move that out of the way. Let's come here. So when you're doing something like, say, an iris or a tulip or a daffodil, again, using kind of a medium tone color, and you can start from here, slide up and to the tip, and then from the tip, back down. And if you run out of paint, you just pick more paint up. I'm also on matte board, so it doesn't have any kind of gesso on it. And then I'm just going to smooth that out. Okay. We're going to let that dry for a second. Okay. Because the other brush I wanted to show you is a dagger. So they have them in black gold. I think almost every line of Dynasty has them. This is the Water Lily dagger. We're going to get it wet. These were created initially for pinstriping on cars. Okay, so we are going to come in with the Plantation Pine, just so you can see a difference. They make beautiful leaves. Same thing. You can slide, push, slide, and lift. Okay, you can slide on the chisel edge, push, slide on the chisel edge, lean the other direction, slide on the chisel edge, and push. Okay. So with leaves, again, I typically, with the dagger, don't go from here up. I go from the tip, which it makes perfectly, to the tip. Tip, slide, tip. Okay. The other thing this brush is really great for, again, because it holds so much moisture, is the lines. So the lines that you'd have on a leaf, like for a daffodil or tulip or iris, and you can slide, see, and get these really thin little lines. Okay. Thank you, Brenda. All right, let's just dry. You're so welcome, Peg. I have one, not sure how to use it. Oh, see, that's another thing I was hoping that if you guys have a rake brush, I do want to do, I have it on my website, on my Sandy McTeer Designs page, on my YouTube channel. I have one where I did with the wave brush, okay? This again is a faux squirrel wave, and let me just pick up some white and foliage green. I'm going to get a little bit of water in there, swipe it across my paper towel, and I can do the same thing and slide right up that leaf. Okay, again, if you have your paint thin enough, you're going to get those lines. If you have it really thick or you put too much pressure, you're just going to get a painted line, right? All right, so let's just make this one pretty. And I'll come back with my angle brush. Again, a little bit of Plantation Pine, touch of Payne's Gray. And the base of your leaf. Let's just say the light is coming from about 11 o'clock. Okay, and I'm going to turn this so that my hand is not in the way. I'm going to bring that color right up. Help it along with your finger. I should have gessoed that. Okay, and you don't always need Payne's Gray, but if you want to make it nice and rich and dark, black green, soft black, I would not use lamp black. I think it's too harsh a color. Okay, so we'll have our darker side of our leaf. Oh, awesome, Dixie. Now you know it's a wave brush. Hello, Judy Thacker. Okay, so I'm going to come back in with a little bit more plantation pine. And we're just going to build this up a little bit more. Much easier to build up your floats of color gradually than trying to get it all done at one time and not liking it, right? Take that little mop brush, soften it out. And then I'm going to do the other side with a little bit of that foliage green and white. And it's still a little bit on the wet side, and we're just gonna bring that up. Slide that down. Okay, so we kind of got a light, dark, we have lines. Hi, Donna Baker. And then let's dry it. Because then you can take a leaf like this, using the angle brush. I think I'm going to use angle or dagger. I'm going to use the angle brush. But I want to get plantation pine on the whole brush. And then on the toe, I'll get some foliage green and white. Work that in. And I'm going to slide here, but I'm going to lean the toe to the left. So I'm going to slide. I'm going to lean the toe to the left. The heel stays on the edge of the leaf. And we'll soften that where it leaves off. Okay, so you've got a nice little flip there, right? Now when you're doing a leaf like this, that's long, and it has that flip on it, you'll want to make sure that you've got a nice little shadow, that flip is casting onto your leaf. Okay. But let's just go back again to a very simple leaf. A very simple, gonna pick up my number 8 flat. Okay. Or let's do this even. If you know stroke work and stuff, and you can build a leaf, I'm gonna get some avocado toast. New color, absolutely gorgeous. And we'll get a little bit of that color. And let's say that I'm gonna do one of those like wiggle leaves. Okay, I already have that muscle memory in my hand. Let's let that dry. Okay, back to this simple leaf. I can come in with my angle brush. I have a flat in my hand, so I'm just going to use the flat. But I can come in and add a little bit of plantation pine to the base of it, right? Dry it. Hi, Faye. I love your word. So glad you picked that one. Your word of the year. Okay. So again, going over it a second time, it's just going to build that color. And then you can come in with your little vein down the center. Same thing with this one. Come in with whatever brush you're using, an angle brush, your flat brush. You're going to get the base of that leaf. You're going to slide that color up. We'll go ahead and do a little vein down the center. Soften it out with your mop brush. and do your highlight, okay? Or if you like that highlight that's there, you can leave it there. Now remember, when we do the center vein, the corner or the toe of the brush that has the dark is facing the dark side of the leaf to do your little float of your center vein, okay? And then on the other side, so that foliage green and white would be facing the light side of the leaf. And then again, just soften with that mop brush, okay? But play around with that. Play around with different brushes. Let's come back to even those fern leaves. Is that on the other side? Nope, that's not on the other side. But this is like a fern leaf. Again, coming back with the angle brush. Once you get that on your basic shape, your mid-tone color that you're putting on, and then come back with your dark. Okay. Bring that up a little bit, and then your light. Again, I just have the same colors. I just grabbed a variety of colors that I like to use on leaves. Okay, so you've got your mid-tone, base, light, and a dark. Now, let me show you even on that leaf. Because they're okay, but they're not real great, right? I could come in with some bright yellow and a little bit of that foliage green. I'm looking for my wave brush, which is there. So a little bit of that foliage green, a little bit of yellow, a little bit of white. Okay. I think I will highlight just some lines. So you get those separated little lines in there. Ooh, love that. Okay. From here, I can pull some lines. That's a little bit similar color. You're not going to be able to see it. Let's get some over here. There we go. Okay. Another one I want to show you is, let's get a mid-tone. Oh, that's avocado toast. Get your basics. So think of parentheses, right? We've got parentheses right here. They're going to shoot up to a nice little point. Fill it in. There's your stem. I like to know where my stem is. Okay, now my stem doesn't always have to go in the middle. It can go a little high, it can go in the middle, or a little low. But let's leave that one there for a second. Come back in with the plantation pine. So again, just a variety of different ways, a couple little different techniques to do when painting leaves that I hope helps y'all to paint them easier. See a step that maybe you're like, oh, that would make my leaves look even better, or that makes sense. Okay, and then I am going to put that little vein right down the center. Because what I want to do now with my flat brush, so I have a number 8 flat, I'm going to come in with foliage green and white on the same brush, and I'm just going to pull in from the edge. Okay. So I love painting leaves like this. And if you go too far in, you can always come back with your plantation pine and Payne's Gray and go out. Okay. And that's just from the edge, pulling in, pulling in, pulling in. All right. One thing I love to add to my leaves, though, are other colors. Great colors for leaves: purples, pinks, browns, maybe even sometimes a little bit of orange, and definitely blue. Okay, so let me just show you a couple of these with a little wash of, that's Doxine purple. I'm gonna do a little Bahama blue. And what other color? Let's do some joyful pink. Okay, you can dry brush them on. Oh. And we're gonna get a small brush, wipe it off, get a little bit of purple. So watch here, I'm just gonna pick up a little purple. I'm gonna work that into a nice little inky consistency. And I can wash that on. I'm going to pick up a little pink on the same brush. But look what the pink does to that leaf. You see that? Oh, I love that. Okay. Same thing here. I can pick up a little pink. Pick up a little purple. Just adds a really pretty, red is pretty as well. A little bit of pink on there. Again, make it look a little more natural. Asphaltum is a great color to put on there. Again, we'll put a little bit of pink. And just touch it. All right. Then that's Bahama blue, which I love. Add a little bit of that. It gives it almost that fresh green look, you know, like fresh, newly grown leaf. Just nice and bright, sometimes subtle. Okay, so think about that when you're painting your leaves. If you think they just look kind of blah, add a color in. So if you've got purple flowers, add some purple to your leaves. If you've got some red flowers or pink, add that to your leaves. Okay, remember that little small stencil I had with the ivy? Same thing. Floating in the color on the base of those leaves. Walking that color up. And then I know that that's going to be my darker side. Okay, so see how you can make those dimensional. So it might be a stencil, but guess what? It is like a line drawing for you. Same thing with stamps. Stamps are just a line drawing, okay? So let's see if we've got room for, I think we'll do this one. Okay, I've not used these before, so let me show you a trick. When you're stamping, you want to really ink it up. And stamp it. What do I have to stamp it on? I've got that. Ink sticks to ink better than ink sticks to just the very clean rubber. Okay, so, and this is stays on ink. It won't bleed when you paint over it. And then we'll just lay that there. Press it in place. Again, line drawing, right? That you didn't have to transfer. Love stamps for that reason. Nice, crisp, clean. Then I can come in with some of that avocado toast, maybe even a little bit of yellow. Immediately. See, immediately I can go right into it and start painting. I think I have those on my website. I don't think they're sold out. The Tim Holtz stamps. However, they are on sale. And don't forget that discount code ART. Okay, so that was the avocado toast with a little bit of bright yellow. Okay, what's cool about that, again, with the stamps and the ink, is you're going to get all those lines. Now, you might go over them. Do you know if you've done a lesson on succulents or something like an aloe plant? I haven't done an aloe plant, but I have done an artichoke. Leaves hate me. No, they don't. Again, guys, practice them. The more you practice, the better you're going to get at doing them. When you're done painting, go, okay, I'm going to just take some of these green colors, like Sandy said, and just start playing around and see if I can get my leaves to look pretty. Okay, print them off. Print off some clip art of leaves and go over them. Again, you're building that muscle memory in your hand. But do you see how I can come in and take that stamp from looking like a stamp to something that I've painted? Okay. Use those tools, use those things that help you. Okay, again, I could sit there and add and add and add and add. But let's go to this real quick. I need to get a journal page. Hold on. I don't sell the ink, Sherry Ann. You can get that at Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Amazon. Yes, that's the other thing is look at leaves, look at nature. So I have a little journal page. Is anything on it? Yeah, there's just junk on it, so it's okay. This is my in and out journal, Grumbacher. Love, it's my go-to. But what I wanted to show you was this really cool, I saw it somewhere years ago. I don't know where I saw it. But let me move this out of the way. And I'm going to get some gesso. Okay, so think about this. Go pick some leaves. I picked some off my roses that my husband got me. Okay. This one was intriguing. Look at that. You would think that it'd be cut there, right? They're connected. So they kind of morphed into one. Alrighty, so I'm going to get out a little bit of gesso. You're welcome. We're just going to put that there, wipe it off. I'm going to take a brayer. I do sell these. A little brayer. We're just going to thin that out really nicely. You can also use this on stamps. Okay, I didn't, but on this one that I was just playing around with. But let me show you. You can do that on stamps. You're not going to be able to see it unless it's on color or when it is gone over. Okay, so see, you can't see anything. Now, when you want to get an image of a leaf, we're going to use the back of the leaf. Okay, so I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to go over it with gesso. Try not to tear it. Okay, and I'm just going to lay it in place. Again, I'm not going to do the whole thing. Do you see this page? How many leaves are on there? We will be here till next week. No, but just a little bit longer than I want this live to be. Okay, so see, I can't even see where I laid the other one. We're going to lay that there, and I think I'm just going to lay it here for now, and let's leave it. We're going to come to this one, lay it into the gesso, lift it up, not completely covered, so we definitely want to get in there with our gesso. If you're doing hydrangeas and you want to put, hydrangea leaves in the background, which would be super cool, this little technique right here would work. A little bit more gesso. I originally had done this, where you can see where I used my palette knife, and it just was way too much gesso. So lift that up. Let's lay that down. Oh, let's leave it there. I'm gonna take this morphed, strange looking leaf. So see, if you painted a leaf like that on purpose, someone would go, why is your leaf not separated? Well, the one I was looking at wasn't separated. But that's very rare, right? That little bit. All right, so I'm just going to do a couple more. And then show you what I did. Hopefully I get them overlapped enough. Okay, let's take that off. Let's take that off. I'm thinking I want to do that one again. Put down here. And there's probably still enough gesso on it that you could take it and put it somewhere else. All right, let's dry it. Leaf it. Leaf it and wing it. Hi, Kay Art. So happy you're here. Thanks for joining us. Okay, can't really see anything on there, right? And again, they're going to overlap in a second. Just have to do the first. So what I did was I did what I just showed you, one layer, let it dry, then I put color on it, then I put more leaves and overlapped and layered with all different colors, but it really didn't come to life until I used the Payne's Gray to separate it. Now this page does not have gesso on it. Y'all know how I am about that. So I'm gonna get it quite saturated with water. And we're gonna pick up some darker green. So I think I will pick up some lush green and some plantation pine. Again, you're not gonna be able to see it just yet. Oh, you can see some of them. Some of the outline, right? And then I just took a baby white. Okay, now if I had gesso on the paper, it would have lifted a little bit more in this area. Okay, see where I have gesso, it has lifted. Okay, but isn't that cool how you get that different look? All right, I'm just gonna work on, kind of concentrate on this little so I can show you the layering process. And I just put all different colors in, and then when I came back after it was dry and I put in a little bit of that dragon teal, the new color, oh, so pretty. I have it, Sue Braun. I have it. It hasn't gone out yet. It's going to go out Tuesday. If you like it, leave it. A little take on my, if you like it, leave it, right? Okay. Again, if you do this technique, I highly recommend you gesso your entire page. Just nice, smooth coat of gesso. All right, let's get some more out. And we're gonna go to the back of the leaf. I think I'm gonna use the palette knife and just make sure I don't put so much on. All right, we want these to go different directions, so I'm gonna have that laid that way. And then I will just kind of brayer that on. The brayer just smooths it out a little bit more evenly. And let's lay that there. So see, you can use real leaves in your art. I didn't use that one before, so let's do that one. Oops. can't turn it. Hello. Right there. Okay, let's get a little tip to that one. There we go. Alrighty. I will say the other one didn't take me too long to do, but it definitely was a layering process that you want to put it on, let it dry, or dry it, force dry it with your heat tool. Okay, let's do that one right there. Okay, you could even come in with a baby wipe. Press it down. See how you're picking up some of that gesso too on the opposite side? Okay, now let's do one more. Let's do it right there. I showed my husband this one that I was just playing around with the other day, and he said, oh, you should do that with your painting leaves. And I'm like, oh, I think that might be too long. But again, half the page. This, if you don't know, comes out. You can put that into your water basin until you can wash it. Love, love, love those little brayers. And let's wipe off our palette knife. Now, let me come in and dry this. Oh, I kind of need one. Thank you, Patrick. Yes, gesso. I want to put one just because it's got nothing there. I just want to overlap. And my favorite, this is my favorite gesso. I think it is far superior than any gesso I've bought in any store. It is the absolute best. All right, let's dry this. Oh, I will show you something on just one more little technique. Hi, Lucy. I hope you are better, my friend. Hi, Linda. Hello, Denise. Good to see you on. You got your list ready for Tuesday? Okay. You want to make sure it's dry, because if not, when you go over it, it's just going to lift, right? Okay, so I'm going to take, I think I'm going to use, I kind of want to use some green gold, which is in the media line, which is going to bring up that color. Let's see. Okay, so I'm just going to put it there on my palette. So I have a little green gold. You could use citron green or anything like that. And again, big brush, wet. Kind of wet that area. I'm going to move that. Get another baby wipe. Okay, so again, you can still see that leaf impression, right? But let's take it a little step further. And let me show you how to separate that. Here's a little tip for your gesso. Take either a paper towel or a baby wipe. Wipe the top of the edge before you stick your lid back on, so that it stays dry and you don't get those little chunky chips in it. Oh, fake leaves absolutely would give great texture too. A tad better. Oh. I hope you continue to improve, Lucy. Okay. Let me set this to the side for a second. Because I want to show you, if I have another sheet here. I don't, but I have many journals. Let's get this one. Okay. This is my new one. I haven't put anything in yet, so we're going to grab a piece out. Matte Medium works so well as a resist. I know I've shared this before with my membership group and then also on a live, but I'm actually going to do all these in one time with that brayer, which I just washed out. Doggone it. Let me see if I have another brayer handy. If not, I have a sponge. Nope. Sandy. All right, let's just get it out. I'm going to get it out of my water basin. And typically, how I wash it is with the little hand sanitizer. Okay, hand sanitizer will get all that paint off. We don't need it to be dry, we just need it to not be wet. Okay, now I'm going to lay some matte medium right there on my workstation. Hopefully you can see that on camera. Yep. All right, we're going to do this and then we're going to put it aside. I'll do that other page and then show you how cool this technique is. So again, just kind of working that back and forth on the brayer. We're going to go over these leaves. I will show you another technique if you don't have a brayer. A brayer makes fantastic texture in a background. It also helps smooth if you're decoupaging things on. You can smooth elements out with it. Another is a sponge dauber. So I know I've popped these into a few giveaways. Not this one per se, the Tim Holtz ones that you can actually put right on a paint bottle. Okay, but you get this gesso. I just thought it'd be a lot easier to do it on the this plastic sheet instead of having to pick up each little stamp. And I'm just going to stamp it right here like that. All right, let's let this dry. I'm going to pick it up, let it dry. Let me see if you can see any, you can see the shape, maybe. All right, let's go back to that one page. Same thing with your matte medium. This will actually glue your lid shut if you don't wipe. So you want to take a clean baby wipe, wipe it clean, close it. Again, just so that you don't go through it, it's not dry or get big chunks in it. Okay, I'm going to go to my Payne's Gray. I'm just going to use my palette here. And then look how messy your hands are. I love it. I love it. Okay, so on the toe of my angle brush, I'm going to pick up a little bit of Payne's Gray. Okay, and I have to kind of come in and see where these leaves are. So I can see them. I'm not sure if you guys can see them on the, but once you start getting that the Payne's Gray down to separate, they start to appear a little bit more and more and more. And you can mop that if you need to soften it. Okay, so see how you're starting to see the shape of things. This one. Okay, and on my other one, I did go over, I did both sides. Typically I don't do both sides, but this one I did a little bit lighter, so it's still outlined, but then darker at the base. Okay, so see how you can start to separate things. And when you do, I would just come in like in here, where you can still see maybe a leaf's down there. And if you need to separate a little section, or you want to make it even darker, you just kind of fill in that area with a little bit of that Payne's Gray. So I left several of these undone so that I could show you on here. Where was that other one? Now here. Okay, and if you didn't get enough of a wiggle edge, you could always come in and give it a little bit more of a wiggle edge. Okay. I did this with maple leaves with my membership group. Not last year. I think, was it last year? No, it was the year before. Okay, so see how you can start building that, that color and those layers to separate your leaves. All right, okay, so again, let's just come in and, I know I left several places, now I'm not, oh, there. It's like now I'm not gonna be able to find them. All right, so, and then just keep playing around. And then like I showed you on the leaves of adding different colors, you know, adding some of the Joyful Pink. Dry brushing is always a great option. And my go-to dry brush is a medium or small Mezzaluna, loaded up just like you do a stencil brush. And you can dry brush some of that on, okay? Or do a wash. Just get a little bit of water, little tiny touch of paint, add in some of that pink, spread it around with your fingers. Okay, and just, you know, add different colors. I mean, that already is starting to look a little tropical, right? Okay, let's go back to this page. Just want to make sure it's, and it doesn't have gesso on it. I just did it on a regular plain paper. You can do this on canvas, wood, journal pages. I have several YouTube videos showing how I did it, and many videos in my membership group showing how I did it. All right, I'm gonna get a big brush, get that wet. And then let's take, I think I want this dragon teal and maybe a little bit of avocado toast. All right, so I'm gonna pick up that avocado toast first. Maybe a little bit of dragon teal. It's a great way to add interest to your background without it being, you know, paper or heavily painted. Get a baby wipe. How cool is that? Right? Hello, Linda. So again, you get that background color, which is the white, because that's the page color. But just a really super cool way to create a background using a resist with the matte medium. Okay. Now, Ronnie, I'm up for the challenge, so let's do it. A little bit of Payne's Gray. We will do a little angle brush. I'm going to pick up Payne's Gray on the toe only. And let's get titanium white. Oops. Did not shake that up well. All right. So let's zoom in. I wasn't going to do this, but Ronnie just made a comment, and I thought that would look really pretty on here. So, okay, up and over, like an upside down U, and a U. Okay, we're gonna let that dry. We'll let it dry, and we'll come over here. I'm chucking as I didn't mean it to be a challenge. I'm not familiar with the baby wipes you're using. So let me show you what I use. Thank you, Lucy, you're very sweet. Okay, so I think I use this more than when my babies were born. Any kind of a wipe, these are my favorite. They hold up well, but they don't have any kind of lotion in them or fragrance. Any wipe you get, you don't want it to have lotion in it if you're going to use it in your painting, because it will, it could resist the paint. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is take that white on the toe of my angle brush. So it already looks like a water drop, right? So up and over with a U, down and over with a U, Payne's Gray. You can also do it your leaf color. You could do black green, you could do plantation pine with some Payne's Gray. And then I'm going to do a little U here. Okay, and then we'll come down here and do a little U. Right. Huggies are my fave. Yep, same. Get a little bit of a highlight there. And the other thing is where that light's coming out, you might get a little bit of a glisten right there, so you can put a little white there. And then either with a liner brush or a white Posca pen, you can do your little highlight. Okay. And then I do like to kind of bump up that white and then come in with a brush, because this is a paint marker. I can soften that out. Okay. There we go. Nope, let's make this one a little bit brighter. Alrighty, guys. So just some different ways to make leaves, right? Draw them out. again, use nature, get some leaves, you know, create different backgrounds using that resist technique with the matte medium. Another thing is this Uniball Signo pen is, it removes with water. So if you know that, okay, I want my shape of my leaf to look like that, when you go to paint over it, it's going to move, right? Maybe not on this because it doesn't have anything on it. But those Uniball Signos typically will bleed. And that doesn't bleed at all. That's good to know. But if I were to use it over something painted, it does. Okay. See how it will go away. But drawing it out, getting your initial shape, and before you know it, you're going to be painting leaves from your muscle memory that you've put into your hand. Okay. The filbert. Okay. It also makes really pretty leaves that way, or filler greenery, right? And then the dagger brush. All right. And then finally, the wave brush, which I don't know that I've shared with you guys on a Facebook Live before, but again, you can create some really cool texture on leaves, on petals, grass, sea oats, palm fronds, okay, and just have fun. So before you get rid of the palette, next time you paint, sit there and play around with some leaves, and let's get that. Maybe even just get a little journal that you can put all of your little practice in, and then, you know, date it, go back and look and go, oh, I kind of like the way that that turned out, right? So I do love these where you get that texture from the leaf. That's the brayered on gesso. All righty. What about stencil leaves? Yes. So I did that one here, Dee, with the holly, Lord have mercy, with the ivy. Hello. Let me get that out. And did this pretty much the same technique. Stenciled it on, but remember, a stencil is just a guideline if you want to paint on it. You know, like on this. This could be my line drawing for my leaf, and then I'm going to paint it the way I want. Definitely take it away from looking like a stencil. Right? Which is my number one thing always when I use a stencil, is I don't want it to look like it's, especially if it's a word. Okay, so you can use those stencils, do your mid-tone color to get the color you want, and then come back and add all of your little details to it. All right. So that kind of was all over the place, wasn't it? Let's see. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Lucy, I just hope you feel better and get better soon. All right, guys, do you have any questions at all? Don't forget that you can find the DecoArt colors in a few different places. You can get them at decoart.com. You can get them from Cover Distributing. You can get them from Pinecraft. Also, don't forget that OKC Painting Palooza registration opens on Tuesday the 18th at 8 a.m. Central. Those are the 3 classes I'm teaching, and I hope you will join us. Even if you don't take class with me, join us at OKC. It's an absolute blast. All right, guys, I will go through and look at the questions, see if you guys have any. But remember, when you're using things like a stencil or a stamp, they're just an extension of a line drawing, okay? A million times, what do you call that gray mat on your table? No problem, Tara. So it is, during the pandemic, I wanted something to cover my workstation because I was using craft paper. And I just did not feel good about how much craft paper I wasted. Because, you know, paper gets wet and then it starts to shred and tear. So I looked online, I looked on Amazon for an extra large silicone baking mat. And I got this one. I don't know if Chris has that at the ready. Have you tried the spray Mod? I haven't, Nanette. Not a big Mod Podge fan, but I haven't tried the new ones. So, the new sprays. Anyway, so the silicone mat, I have I have 5 of them. And they're fantastic to either use as a palette or to wipe up and to protect your surface. And I don't have to buy any, craft paper or anything else. So over on Facebook, Chris Savola just posted that link. Okay. So, and if you're on YouTube and you're not on Facebook, you can always just Google large silicone baking mat or extra large. Okay, I should get one. I just put new craft paper down. Yeah, and it goes in the landfill or, I don't know. I just feel like it's being wasteful. So, all right, guys, have a fantastic week. Get those brushes out, get that paint out, do something creative. Remember, action leads to motivation. So if you're sitting and waiting for motivation to kick in, base coat something, sand something, do something creative, gesso a page, and that will lead to a little bit more action, and before you know it, you're going to be painting, okay? I will see you guys next Sunday, the 23rd. My members, I will see you guys Saturday. We're going to be doing our cover girl on our journal cover. And if you've not subscribed to my newsletter on my website, which is sandymcteerdesigns.com, do I have that somewhere? Right there. I sent out a newsletter yesterday and it had a new free printable in it, which is awesome. And I just hope you guys have a fantastic week. Make sure to do that when you're out and about. Stay warm. Thanks, guys. Appreciate y'all. Make sure to hit that thumbs up.